and welcome to another segment of the Studio Theater's Snack-Sized Plays. I am Grace Lafique, and I am the director for this piece. I am joined today by two wonderful actors. I'll let them introduce themselves. I'll start with Ralph.
Hello, I am Ralph, and I will be portraying Richard Irving, and I live in Orlando, Florida.
And we have Elias with us today as well.
Hello, I'm Elias, playing Nathan Irving, coming to you from Chicago.
I just want to say a special thank you to the actors today and to all our technicians working behind the scenes to make sure that we have a short play read to you, to your home every Friday at 1 o'clock. Now, this piece does have a content warning for sexual violence and violence. If any of these things make you feel uncomfortable, I suggest tuning in to another segment next week. All right. Well, we'll get the show started. I'll just have my actors go to places, and folks at home, grab a drink and get comfortable. Here is What Lies Underneath, written by Troy Loftin. What Lies Underneath, a 10-minute play by Troy Loftin. It's after midnight in a small graveyard. We see a single headstone with the name Henry Irving on it. A few feet in front of the headstone is a wooden tube with a bell on top. The bell has a string attached to it that goes down the tube into the ground. Richard Irving is standing by the grave. He takes out a pocket watch and checks it. Then Nathan Irving enters.
You're late.
I was putting things away and lost track of time.
He takes Nathan in his arms and hugs him.
What happened to your clothes from earlier?
I took them off.
To clean the house?
Yeah.
You could have put them back on.
I don't like them. The collar on that shirt is stiffer than a live oak.
It's a sign of respect, Nathan. You come here looking like you just hopped out of bed.
Apologies, Pa. I didn't know it was important to you.
It's important to Henry.
So, am I really going to have to stay here until morning?
Until your mother comes and gets you, yes.
And she'll wait until Anne gets her.
And so on, until 3 days are up.
Sounds ludicrous, doesn't it?
It's not normal, no, but your uncle wasn't like everybody else.
It just doesn't make sense that we would have to waste our time standing beside his grave when we know he's dead. I mean, you and I were both there his last few days. They were horrible.
That they were.
I don't wish cholera on anyone, but what's done is done, and no fancy coffin's going to save him, so can we please go home?
I'm not going to deny my brother his last requests, and neither are you. It doesn't matter if he read too much Poe and got some crazy ideas. I will make sure we keep watch, and I would do the same for you. If that bell rings, someone will be here, like you wanted.
What if I catch cold standing out here all night in the damp?
It is what it is, but you won't.
It makes no sense.
Enough. I'm ready to go home myself. I won't have any more of this.
But Pa...
I said no more of your complaining.
No, I'm drawing the line.
What did you say?
I'm not going to stick around and watch a corpse.
I'm telling you that you are.
There are better ways to spend my night, like sleeping. And besides, I have to wake up in the morning for the harvest, and I can't do that if I'm delirious from staying up all night.
You'll do both. Now, not another word of this.
I said no.
What is wrong with you, boy? I've held my temper long enough, but I'm about to find a switch and make you wish you'd kept your mouth shut. I've stayed here since the procession, and now it's your turn.
I can't. I can keep my tongue swallowed for so many things, but I can't keep quiet now. I won't let Henry control me from the grave.
What are you talking about?
He was a bad person, Pa.
Nathan! Henry was one of the best men I knew. He served his kin, and I was honored to be his brother. He'd give you the shirt off his back if you needed it.
He wasn't like that to me.
Of course he was. He cared for you like you were his own son. And you had the audacity to say he was a bad person?
Sure, he acted right in public, but you don't know how he was when you weren't around.
And how would you know what sort of things he did in private?
Please, Pa, just take me at my word for it. He was your only brother. I know how much you loved him, but I can't pretend anymore.
No. If you're going to slander your uncle like that, then I deserve to know why.
I don't want to hurt you, Pa.
It's too late for that. This insolence. I didn't know you had such a side to you. So you may as well speak up.
If I say it, I can never take it back.
Tell me! I want to get to the bottom of this.
Pa. He would...
Out with it!
He would touch me, Pa.
What?
I don't know how to say it, Pa. I don't...
What do you mean, touch you?
In places when we were alone.
Boy, you're not making sense, okay?
He would do things to me, Pa. I didn't want it, but I was so scared I didn't know what to do.
Stop it, Nathan. You don't have to talk about this.
You said you wanted to know.
Not this.
He took it from me, Pa.
Stop!
Everything.
I'm done listening. You'll say no more.
Now do you see why I can't stay here?
I don't like you making up stories about your uncle.
Stories?
I know Henry, and he would never ever do anything you're suggesting.
Pa, I'm not lying to you.
I know you don't want to be here, but you shouldn't say such horrible things.
I'm telling the truth.
You're lying! My brother was a good man as there ever was. I would know if he was doing... If he did any of what he said, I would have known.
You wouldn't. That's the whole point. He made sure no one would know. That's why he always did it when you were away, when he would tell me to stay at his place.
If that were the case, then why didn't you say anything earlier? Why didn't you run out, scream, strike him even?
Well, I didn't know what to do. I was scared. I didn't know what was happening until... But he said it was okay. And he told me not to tell. And I knew if I told you, what would you have said? What you're saying now?
If there was proof of it, something maybe that would be different. But you're just saying wild things.
I'm telling the truth.
It's your word against a dead man's, Nathan, and everything I know of Henry tells me that you're making things up. For what reason, who knows, but you need to stop. It's breaking my heart.
What about my heart? Does anyone care about that?
Of course I do.
What do I have to say to convince you? That I know what he looks like when his drawers were down?
Nathan, quiet.
That the burn on my arm isn't from a lantern, but from a candle that spilt on my arm when I was fumbling to get off of his bed.
Stop with the lies.
What about when he told me he was teaching me to knot, when he was knotting my arms to the bedposts of his bed to make sure that I couldn't move?
You said enough. I won't take any more of this. Stop.
Please, Pa, I'm not trying to upset you. I just need you to know. I don't know what to do. It's been living in me for so long.
And maybe it was your cross to bear, not mine.
But Pa, I need your help. I don't know what to do. I don't know how to heal this wound in me.
And neither do I. Because there is no cure. And even if what you are saying is true, it's between you and Henry. You shouldn't drag me into this. What can I do?
So I'm supposed to just keep this to myself? For what? Until I die like him?
It's a man's duty to suffer in silence. You do no good wailing about your troubles, ranting about someone you can no longer speak up.
But what about all those people? It's not just about me, it's about all these people praising this man who doesn't deserve any of it. It's sickening.
There is good and evil inside everyone, Nathan. My father, sometimes he would take to drink and get rough with me. He never broke a bone, but God, he was strong enough. I grew up, though, and he stopped. And I forgave anything that needed to be forgiven. Do you think I should have told you? Soured your own grandpa? Those times he laid a hand on me were only a fraction of his life, and that's hardly something to ruin a man for. We all do things we regret, and we don't want people talking about it after we die. I'm
so sorry, Pa.
There's nothing to be sorry for. I choose to remember my father as I saw him, and I'll remember Henry as he was to me. You can choose to remember Henry however you like, but don't speak ill of the dead. Let them rest. All things will be sorted out in the end, as the Lord says. So if you're speaking the truth, then you have nothing to worry about. But don't burden others with such thoughts. We don't need fresh grief.
So there's nothing I could say to you then?
I want no more part of this. Not now and not in the future, so keep quiet. Take your post like we discussed.
Pa.
I swear, boy, I'll come by in an hour or two, or maybe even 3. And if I see that you've left this spot, then I will never allow you in my house again. Do you understand? I said, do you understand?
Yes, sir.
Good. Good. Well, you came here on the mare?
She's tied up on the tree over there by the path.
I'm taking her back. You can walk home when your mother gets here.
Yes, sir.
I'll see you in the morning.
Richard exits. Nathan watches his father go. Then he stares at his uncle's headstone.
Just you and me then.
Nathan takes hold of the string and stops the bells ringing.
Sorry, Uncle, but I should let the dead rest.
Nathan takes out a pocket knife and pulls the string up from the wooden tube. He takes his knife and cuts it, letting the string hang down the tube and hide his handiwork. End of play. Thank you so much, actors, for being here today and reading that piece. That was What Lies Underneath, written by Troy Loftin. Next week at 1:00 p.m. here on our Facebook page and our YouTube page on The Village's Entertainment, you'll see a slightly different paced piece. It's called Big Weight, and it is a toy theater piece. It's the first of the kind here at the Studio Theater. So please come back to check out that comedic piece, Big Weight. Again, thank you to our actors and all the folks at home. Stay safe, stay healthy, and spread love.